Good morning, everybody. Auronnj here with another War of the Visions video, and it's that time of the week where we take a look at what's going on in Guild Wars, and we do our weekly meta report. So let's get right into it today because we have some little bit of a shake-up, some new additions. You'll see what we're talking about. Let's get to the first report now. First up is not a big surprise. It's something that's been on this leaderboard for weeks now, and that is ever since we got Black Rose Hell in a Vision card, throwing it on your healer or your support is still just top tier. SS tier with Little Leela, I still think. S tier with any other support that is like good in the game right now. Nothing has changed here. I'm just going to leave those right where they are, and we're going to go straight to the next one. Number 2. A very familiar face on the leaderboard. That's Sakura and friends. Nothing has taken her spot away as the best solo carry in the meta right now. She's going to be up there. Pair her with light units, pair her with healers, pair her with whatever you want. She can solo carry your squad, and she provides those nice resistance buffs, magic attack buffs. She's super good, and she's still sitting at S tier, and you can put her with like anything. So that's Sakura. We all know about her. Let's get to some new stuff next. Okay, time for a new addition to the list, and this has a lot to do with the previous 2 additions. There's a ton of magic floating around right now. This has boosted like Agrius's relevance, and I think we're at the point where there's enough Sakura, Little Leela, Ildira teams running around that anti-magic squads actually deserve a spot on the meta tier list again. It's been a long time for them, maybe since about Halloween, since I would say they were relevant enough in their own right to make the list. But we also just got Christmas Venera, who a lot of people are building, and she's a very, very good anti-magic tank. Combine that with the fact that a lot of people have Rain, you see people running around with other magic-resistant units like Zombie Ryu. Ildira herself is very good at anti-magic, and against the right compositions, right, like full-on magic comps, you can just go get 6. Like, they can't kill you, and so it's really good. Now, I'm only putting them at A tier here. Even though they're very, very good against the right comps, they're very, very bad against the not right comps. In fact, even something like a Warrior of Light running his, like, big range, large damage attack, I forget what it's called, like something blade or whatever, he can kill your magic tanks if they're completely geared into anti-magic and spirit. So you do have to be careful with your anti-magic squads, and there's just a chance that you fight somebody in Guild Wars who doesn't have magic teams, or too many people in your guild are running anti-magic. I don't think it's good on defense. I think it's only really good on offense. When I'm talking full-on anti-magic here, I think it's only really good on offense, and only really good against magic teams. But there's a lot of magic teams right now, so it does have a place, but its limitations hold it to an A tier comp, in my opinion. So cool, there's our first new addition to the list. Let's go next. Yep, coming in next, another familiar face in the meta right now, that is Evasion. There's still not insanely good ways of dealing with this, especially when you're talking about evasion wall defenses. I'm going to shout that out every week until it's bad. If you're in a guild that's trying to climb the rankings right now, and you have 7, 8, 9, 10 people who can put up evasion, like pure evasion defenses, there's just a really good chance that whoever you fight won't be able to clear all those. And you might find some, like, I don't want to say cheap wins because it's a legit strategy, but you might find some clever wins that you didn't otherwise find. It's also pretty good on offense, especially if you have a scout on your enemy, and so evasion sticking right there in S tier. We've talked about it before. Let's just go next. Coming in next, another squad that has not gone away. I kind of expected them to fade a little bit, but I don't think, I think for a lot of people, nothing has come out to replace the Dark Bros yet. So you still see a lot of Dark Bros right now that is continuing to help Sakura in her, like, relevance. And I'm going to keep the Dark Bros at that A tier comp. This map's still not the best for them, but there might be, they might return to glory later on the next map or something. We talked about Dark Bros a lot. They're sitting at an A. They're still good. Just Sakura exists, which kind of sucks for them. Okay, let's go next. Next up is a real easy one. Missile, still really good. We in fact just got a new missile unit who's a little buggy. I'm going to keep saying she's buggy in my videos, by the way, until she gets fixed. But Missile, still SS tier. Triple missile comp, still really good. In fact, there's some really neat, like, Evasion missile comps now, where you go double snipers with Nivlu and Winter Victoria. And you run them with, like, a Ruinstern or something like that are really cool teams. That might, like... I'm not going to say it's going to boost the relevance of Evasion, because I don't know if I'm comfortable with putting Evasion into SS, but Missile, still really great. Missile and Evasion starting to merge into this new kind of cool thing. Maybe they'll have their own comp come, like, next week once I see it a little more. But yeah, hey, if you got 3 missile units or 2 missile units in an Agrius or something like that, you're feeling real good in the current meta. Okay, let's go next. Speaking of Agrius, coming in at number 9, it's still really great to have tanks and to control how your team moves. If you want, like, a more specific example of this, check out the Nivlu video I put out a couple of days ago. And in fact, I'll put a thing on the screen so you can click on that. It just shows how you can help your tanks with their movement. And that's what I'm talking about. I get asked about this one more than anything else. People say, hey, how do I make... What is this tricks thing? How do I control my team early? Check out the video that I just linked, and I think you'll see what I'm talking about. This continues to be really great, and tanks that are good at tanking more than one type of damage maybe are kind of rising in relevance. I'm talking about Agrius. I'm talking about Warrior of Light, who I'll get to a little bit more later, but this is still SS tier. It's still something that, like, really good players are doing, and it's something you could do to help level up your Guild Wars game. So check out that video if you want to see more, or shoot me a question and I'll try and answer it the best I can. Okay, let's go to the next one. Alright, it's time for the last slide. That is Rising Stars, the slide that is always our last slide, and we have some new additions here. I like to thank, actually, YouTube comments for a lot of these, because a lot of you guys have done a really good job pointing out what you think is really good. And I've kind of tried some of those things out, and I tend to agree with most of the things people have said, which is a cool thing that, in my opinion, separates, like, YouTube commenters from some other places on the internet where ideas are not always as good. But, who's Rising Stars right now? Look, Kilfei, I'm still going to put at S tier. If you look at high-end guilds, you just see a ton of Kilfei right now. She plugs so well into so many different comps that she is that, like, all-around strong character. A lot of times, if you don't know who to put in as your third character, hey, there's Kilfei. And if you have her built, you're getting some good value out of her right now. Who else is sneaking onto this list? Well, I'd like to talk about Warrior of Light first. The thing with Warrior of Light, he's generically very good. That's always been kind of his selling point, is if you only had one tank, and that one tank was Warrior of Light, he can sort of just tank everything. It used to be, well, except Dark Piercing, but now we have things like Demon Wall and the Leviathan card, so we can even kind of do that. If you're not feeling like tweaking your squad every day, and you can learn how to manipulate movement, you can have Warrior of Light in every one of your teams, and he's fine. There's a ton of different comps running around right now. Missile comps, magic comps, slashing comps, evasion comps, whatever. Like, piercing is still out there. All of those things, Warrior of Light can tank all of them. And so he is seeing a bit of a resurgence. Now, I don't know how long that's going to last. I don't know if that's just a little, like, flash in the pan thing. But I'm going to throw him at A tier because I've seen some Warrior of Lights put in work lately. Cool. Also, I want to talk about mono attack type resistance tanks. That was a lot of saying things. But I'm talking about Whisper. I'm talking about Rain. I'm talking about Christmas Venera. There's these units that either specialize in tanking one thing super good, or in Whisper's case, picking a thing and tanking that super well. You're seeing mono gunner teams, right? Well, take Whisper, build her missile resist, and throw her into gunners and watch her not die. She can generate all this hate, throw her as a slash resistance, and throw her into slash teams. You see what I'm saying, right? She can build these resists and be really tanky. So I think she's earned a spot on that list this week. And in fact, I've seen her really used effectively in some comps and on the stream sometimes when we do our Guild Wars videos. So Whisper, creep it into that B tier for me. I knocked Orlando down a tier. He just sort of represents like older evasion units, but his damage is still just a little lacking to me. So I bumped him down a tier. And yeah, that's basically what I have for this week, guys. Alright, so everybody who stuck around for the account review section of the video, that is coming up now. We have Nomix, who sent in his account to be reviewed. He is a YouTube subscriber, so thank you, Nomix, for the support. Let's review your account and see what scores you get. Alright, first of all, units. So, units, this was a very easy end game score. First of all, level 99 Eileen down there in the third row. Good call. Can't go wrong with that. But seriously, you have like the strong meta units at level 99, URs. You have like the Dark Bros, you have Evasion units, you have Whisper, Agrius, and I also highlighted the two best TMRs, in my opinion, in the game, and that's Jayy and Eldoa. You have both of those, so your units are in phenomenal shape. You can build almost any kind of comp you want out of the units that you have. Maybe if I'm looking for something to continue to develop, it might be some more mages. I see that Luartha not super leveled, so like for missile teams you might want her. But really, you're in great shape with your units. In-game score, let's go next. Alright, next. We have Espers on the top, vision cards on the bottom. Starting with Espers, I'm going to say your Espers are in-game. You have plenty of level 80s. The ones on the screen that aren't level 80 are double awakened and are just waiting on awakening materials. I feel you on that one, because even after Hiroki gives us his presence, it's just a grind. Like, you guys, day one players don't have all the Espers leveled, because my goodness, it takes a lot of experience. But you have like good Espers level 2. You got your tanks covered with like Demon Wall, Golem. You even have the Death Machine Esper leveled to 80. That's really cool. You have Odin, the like generically best DPS Esper in the game. You got some magic resist. You have some mage or Espers for your mages. You have missile Espers. I mean, you're in good shape with your Espers. They're in game. Okay. Vision cards. I'm going to go nearly end game on vision cards. You have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 99 UR vision cards. That's pretty dang good. Like, there's a ton of people that are going to be extra jealous of 11.99 vision cards. Where you could get some more would be for magic teams. Like that Ramuh sitting at 85. You have the 99 Trousseau. That's probably the strongest pure magic damaging vision card out there. But for Spellblade units, right? Like, they don't like Trousseau. They want Ramuh. Other than that, I mean, you have the Black Mage Helena card. That's been like SS tier in Guild Wars for a long time. You have the Evasion cards, right? Like, you have the Helena, Ketone Luck card, and Shiva. That's the Evasion like trio. So you can make legit Evasion teams. You like, maybe the one team you can't really make is mages. Yeah, but other than that, like, you're really close to in-game with your vision card lineup there. And I see that Siren at 85, maybe getting ready for some Titus action soon, some mono water, which is always pretty exciting. Okay, gear. Your gear was the easiest of the things to score. It is incredibly end-game. +5 stuff all over the board, duplicate +5s of the things you like. Like, I couldn't even start highlighting stuff here because it was like all highlightable. You have a +5 and a +4 Belle Bourgeonet, 2 +5 golden armors. I mean, the list just goes on and on. If we go to the second page of the list, we have weapons. Weapons, yeah, again, like, you almost have the Ice Brand +5. Maybe that's the one place where I'll be like, keep pushing, but you can't really control that. That's just, is the shop randomly giving you Ice Brand recipes? And I know for me, it took 8 months of farming the shop to get an Ice Brand +5, so I can't fault anybody for not having that. But man, dude, your gear is incredibly in-game and is a total asset to your account. So overall, Nomix's account is like super in-game. This dude is competitive, and yeah, easy account to review because I didn't have to really recommend anything except for like maybe build some more mages. So thank you for the support, Nomix. I hope you enjoyed the account review. If anybody else wants their account reviewed, or you just want to support the channel, I appreciate all the support I can get. Like the video if you haven't, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and yeah, I will see y'all in the next video.